Hello everyone, I am Sudhir Kumar, Director at CareEdge. As we celebrate the company's 30th anniversary, we have come out with a special report on how infrastructure will be the key driver of growth during the Amrit Kaal. The report was unveiled by Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, at the CareEdge Conversation event in New Delhi on May 23rd. Today, I am here to share CareEdge's view on India's renewable energy sector. India has achieved a significant milestone in its renewable energy sector with an installed capacity of around 125 gigawatt as on March 31st, 2023. The contribution of renewable energy in India's overall installed capacity mix has shown notable improvement, rising from around 15% at the end of financial year 16 to 30% by financial year 23. In terms of subsegments, solar energy has surpassed the installed wind power capacity despite the delayed start. The solar energy was 67 gigawatt as on financial year 23 end as compared to wind capacity of 43 gigawatt in the same period. This signifies the growing prominence and success of solar energy in India's renewable energy landscape. However, despite renewable energy accounting for approximately 30% of the overall energy mix, its contribution to overall generation remains relatively subdued at 10 to 11%. This is primarily due to lower plant load factors resulting from intermittent resource availability, which affects the consistent generation of renewable energy. In terms of discovered tariffs, the recent bids have seen an increase in tariff to around 2.70 unit for solar and rupees 3.16 per unit for wind, compared to the low of rupees 1.99 per unit achieved in December 2020. Also, there have been a notable increase in the proportion of innovative bids, including peak off-peak supply, around-the-clock supply, and supply utilizing battery solution. Despite the tariff increase, these bids remain competitive when compared to the cost of generation from the recently commissioned as well as upcoming thermal power projects. While the sector has seen steady growth in terms of capacity addition, it has its own set of challenges. The key challenges facing the industry are: number one, rise in PV module prices. The prices of the inputs have shown volatility in the recent quarters, leading to delay in the execution of considerable portion of the capacity. The average price of monoPERC modules, considered to be the mainstream modules, had increased by more than 35% from 20 cents in Q2 calendar year 20 to around 27 in Q3 calendar year 22. The project cost further increased for the Indian developers due to the depreciation of INR against the US dollar by around 8% during the same period, and the increase in GST rates on modules from 5 to 12%. The landed price of solar modules, post including the basic custom duty and other taxes, had gone beyond 20 cents, thereby affecting the economic viability of a significant portion of the renewable capacity. However, with the increase in polysilicon capacity in China, the supply of module has increased, which coupled with muted demand has resulted in a moderation in modules prices. Number two, lack of adequate domestic manufacturing capacity. These global solar module production and the technology landscape is currently dominated by Chinese entities. These entities have a very large scale of operations and offer limited exchange of technical know-how with other countries, which may pose challenges for Indian manufacturers seeking to compete in this rapidly evolving market. Mindful of the situation, the Indian government has placed a strong emphasis on bolstering the domestic manufacturing ecosystem in the renewable energy sector. To support this objective, two production-linked incentive schemes have been launched, which are expected to result in cumulative module manufacturing capacity exceeding 50 gigawatt per annum. The third point constraining the renewable sector is the availability of land and transmission infrastructure. Given the requirement of significant land resources, developers often face challenges in acquiring contiguous land parcels in the key renewable energy states, which can pose obstacles to the growth of the renewable energy sector. In addition to the land acquisition challenges, there is a need to enhance the transmission infrastructure to keep up with the rapid growth of RE capacity. Lastly, the point on the challenges are the regulatory ones. According to industry reports, the signing of power sale agreements for over 8 gigawatt of RE projects is still pending as at the end of financial year 23, causing delay in project development. Another issue that requires further clarity is the Great Indian Bustard issue, particularly in the states of Rajasthan and Gujarat. The presence of Great Indian Bustard in these areas has led to concerns and regulatory restrictions on project development, creating uncertainty for developers and impacting the advancement of RE projects. In addition, the commercial and industrial projects face resistance in some key states as the respective distribution companies propose to increase the open access charges or delay the approval process, thereby directly affecting the economic viability of C&I projects. Notwithstanding the challenges, CareEdge Ratings anticipates annual installation of around 20 gigawatt of renewable capacity addition in the current fiscal year, with further growth to reach around 25 to 30 gigawatt annually, provided the bidding trajectory aligns with the target outlined by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy of 50 gigawatt by central off-takers. With India setting up an ambitious target of achieving 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel generating capacity by 2030, the regulatory framework is expected to remain supportive. Further, the tariff competitiveness of RE projects remain high as against conventional energy, and the investor interest remains buoyant. India has developed considerable plain vanilla solar and wind capacity thus far, and the ability to scale up utility scale storage battery based projects would be important for the growth of the sector, as the same would aid in meeting the base load requirement of the country.